This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
And we are going to be discussing the improvements of the Naira over the last few months as we are joined on the conversation by Marcel Okeke, the former chief economist at Zenith Bank PLC. Mr. Okeke, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this program.
Right. Can you give us your reaction to the latest price of the Naira to the dollar?
Well, it's a good thing that the Naira appears to be gaining some strength against the dollar, consistently for some days now, so to speak. Well, if it sustains, it's something that's a good omen for the economy. That's my initial reaction.
So, Mr. Okeke, there's talk about, or at least there's questions on how the Naira gained the marginal value that it gained in the last 2 weeks or so. I think it ended January somewhere around 1,400 on the official market, a little over 1,400, and that's the best performance so far. Your thoughts on how quickly we're hitting these numbers in terms of how early in the year we're hitting them, as opposed to the 1,300 we're targeting at some point this year?
Well, whatever value we're seeing is not the magic. It's an outcome of some measures and developments in the economy. On one hand, it could be said to be as a result of some policies of the central bank, in recent times. And also, it's an outcome of something like improvement in local refining, which is reducing the quantum of money we need to import in, from outside, meaning a reduction of some kind of pressure on, FX market. It could also mean that the speculators are being checkmated, kind of, It could also mean that the improvement in diaspora remittances, are also weighing in on the market. So all these things in totality, will be the outcome we are seeing. Our only concern is to say that we hope it will be sustained. That's the way I look at it.
Mr. Okeke, you mentioned the possibility of checkmating speculators. And despite that effort by the CBN, we still continue to see a divergence between the official rates and the parallel rates. Sometimes it's as high as 100. Some other times you might find it up to 150 Naira difference between the two rates. I wonder whether you could hazard a guess what exactly it is that we're not able to do more than a year into the current leadership of the CBN, what we've not been able to do to merge these two rates.
The truth is that when it comes to accessing FX, it's always easier, faster to get it through the parallel market than it is to get it through the official market. So even if it's on that consideration alone, so many people prefer to go to the parallel market. And so that is why you always see that kind of, difference, between the rate, the official market and the parallel market. Because those who want it very quickly, without all those, bureaucracy, if you like, or paperwork, will move to, the parallel market, get the effects quickly, and get their business done. Like people who will queue up, if you like, the official market, waiting to do it properly and getting it at the official rate. So because of these conditions in the two markets, there will always be some kind of difference. That's my view.
Right. So, Mr. Okeke, we do know that the deadline for BDCs to access the $25,000, weekly allotments that the central bank talked about last year has been extended till May this year. I want to get your thoughts on this particular policy. Do you think that it helps the efforts to improve the value of the Naira, or do you see it as a negative?
Well, I think the central bank, in its wisdom, must have seen that it's helping the market, and that is why they're extending it. And so I also want to believe that the extension, would be beneficial to the market in terms of sustaining a stronger Naira against the dollar and other hard currencies. So I want to believe and agree with the CBN judgment on the extension. Thank you.
Right. Well, Mr. Okeke, thank you very much for your time and expertise on this conversation. Marcel Okeke is the former chief economist at Zenith Bank PLC. He joined us this morning to speak on the latest rate of the Naira to the dollar. The Naira improved marginally at the start of the week, trading at 1,605 Naira to the dollar, which is an improvement from the January rate when on the parallel market when the Naira traded at the 1,630 Naira to the dollar. You're still listening to Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos, your Beyond the News station. We urge you to stay tuned. The conversations continue in just a moment.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.